Right, beautiful people, as you seen in the last video, it didn't go to plan. We're going to go through what happened, why it happened, and sort of take an overlook in what we're going to do to fix it. So, as with any great build or anything you guys have been through before that hasn't quite gone to plan, you've just got to dust yourself off and keep going and try again and learn from it. I've been around in the mechanics game, engine building game for the best part of 20 years now, and as you can see, I'm still learning. So it's one of them things, but we're going to dust ourselves off. So things have been quite busy in the background waiting on parts coming, but this is what has happened. As you can see, we've had the cylinder heads back off in the car. Didn't think it was possible to take the heads off in the car, to be perfectly honest, but we've got there. A little bit of a struggle, definitely a two-man job to put it back, but we're just going to go over to the bench. We've got the right bank cylinder head off here, which is cylinders 5 to 8, and the problem lies with, we heard some really loud knocking, metal tapping, shall I say, and all of a sudden it went a big click, and then just started running rough. Loads of codes on injection faults on bank 2 on the second ECU, and the problem lies with these guys here, these caps here. As you can see which way the bolts are fitted through them, this is how they've come off the head. And these, I'm going to cut to a little clip if I can find it, and Valtronics in. These are the buggers what were causing us hassle. These were fitted the wrong way around. These go on here, on these valve caps, on these valve spring ends to hold these, sorry, they go here to hold these follower rollers in, these intermediate levers, as BMW call them. So that's an intermediate lever that looks like this, and this was fitted this way round. Not sure if you can see that. Now it should be fitted, I'm going to drop the bolts out. Well, I've got one here with the bolts out. This should have been fitted this way round. So this groove here, these grooves allow this roller to sit in it, you see. So that should go on there and then be bolted down. For some reason I've put them the other way around, and what's happened is, as it's been running, this intermediate lever, one of them, which is this one, has flown out of the side and this spring has come up. Fortunately for us, the valves have got enough clearance. Soon as this jumped off, soon as the lever jumped off the valve closed. And because the valve closed, which meant it was shut, so when the pistons come up, there's been no contact with the head, with the valve and the piston, which we can show you here. This is the piston, and it's absolutely perfect. We had the camera down, and we seen something on the top of the piston. We thought it was a crack, so we quickly pulled the head off, and it was just the bit of light fraction in the camera. The bore scope cameras are good, but when you get in there, the camera magnifies everything 100 times what it is. So the slightest little thing looks really bad when it's not. You know, a little speck of anything just looks huge. So what we're going to do to fix it, before I go off topic, we have a lifter. This lifter here, this here jumped out of this hole, and the intermediate lever got trapped. As you can see, there's a slight, can't really see on here, but there's a slight burr on the head. Do you see it? You can see the little corner of it here. There's a slight burr on there. Now we've tried to put the lifter back in. We've actually bought a new one, look. We've tried to put it back in here and it won't start to go in. There's a slight burr on this hole right at the top. So we think if we can just clean this hole right at the top end, very steadily, it'll be fine. There's no damage down in the port where the lifter sits, so it's just as it's come out, it's tipped and it's just burred the aluminium of the head. To be honest, everything else looks perfect. I think we've been really, really lucky. I've taken another one out here. There's not a lever in here, just to see what happened. But on the roller that failed, it broke this roller to pieces, and dropped all the needle bearings out. We have retrieved them, so that's the roller that it broke. We have retrieved them. They're on here somewhere. I've had the head upside down. I will find the rollers, but we seem to have all the parts. I've married them up, and we seem to have all the little needle rollers, so none of them's gone down in the sump. They were all collected. Fortunately, they were all collected on this this head bolt area, which was lucky. Maybe the head bolt had a bit of magnetism on it, you know, slightly magnetised for whatever reason, maybe friction or something, and it caught all the needle bearings. So we're gonna build this back up with the Valvetronic tool, make sure everything's 100%. We did the same thing. Here we go, look. We did the same thing on this side. As you can see, these are the wrong way around. These are not correct. And this is exactly how we took the bank 1 cylinder head off. And fortunately, as you can probably see in there, just put a bit of light on, you can see that the roller, the intermediate levers, are actually all still in their correct position. So don't know how they didn't jump out or how more of them haven't jumped out, but we've been very, very lucky. So I've looked back on the videos and I've thought, how have I made that mistake? But if mistakes weren't there to be made, nobody would make them. So we've made that one. Frustratingly, head gaskets were only on the car for a few seconds. Head bolts, we've had to take them all out. We've got new head gaskets and bolts. It's all cost around about 400 quid. It's cost us for that one mistake, plus all this time and not enjoying the car. Hopefully, when we get it back together, we'll run perfect this time. So we're going to get these done, and show you after how it should look. So as you can see, this is how the caps should look. And Danny's done a right job. As you can see, got the lifter back in, cleaned that hole up, made a little tool, screwdriver and a bit of sandpaper, give it a clean out, slip back in. These are all torqued up, and he's just putting the inlet manifold on there ready. These have been flipped, these are all torqued, ready to go. Clean the heads, clean some of the gasket sealant off, some of the Durker off, ready. Clean the block up, ready for the gaskets going on. Dropped a bit of oil in the cylinders just for startup. We've got to put some, as advised by BMW, we've got to put a little runner sealant here and down here for the face of the head gasket for the timing case. And yeah, we're going to get the heads on, see what squeeze it is. It's quite tight in there, getting the heads in, but two of us, there was only one of us taking it off. And these chain guides are the problem, because they're very, very tall. You see how tall they are? So you've got to put the head in, turn it, drop it, and bring it straight, drop it down. So a little bit awkward. Save taking the engine out though.